All right, I'm going to use this to show you that every number, every name, it comes under a principality. And the Bible tells you that. Even the Grox 1, Mark told you that as well. So in this video, I'm just going to show you how that's true. Now give me a moment, because some of the stuff is my first time looking at it as well. I want to see how much can be seen or cannot be seen. Now all this is like public information. So it is what it is. All right, this one says 1, so I'll look at. I must have took that picture first. All right, now if you notice what I'm doing, I'm just give me a moment, because I'm blotting out the phone numbers, even though it's public information. But I'm trying to show a little bit of everything. I'm trying to show you all a little bit of everything. And again, like I said, the names are public records. Because for those of you who don't know, my twin calls me on different phones. But she used to do that at the job. That was another one that was scaring me about her. Because she was always pulling out different phones and shit. But her family is connected to this big company. But it's connected to India. And see that, but see, there's a connection between the, so if I say it, like, a lot of people ain't ready for it, so I'm not gonna say it. But there's a connection, but it's a whole lot of connections that if y'all only knew. And I try to teach all this stuff from the Bible, but it is what it is. So this other female was kind of psychic, and she used to contact me. And when she first contacted me, she was like, I see your twin, and she's from India or whatever. I said, no. I said, she's not from India, but you are right. Those people are connected, because their skin is the same and everything. Like, it's people in Morocco. If you saw them, you would think they were Spanish. The only way you would know they're not Spanish is how they dress and how they dance. But if you just looked at it, you say, oh, that person, they speak Spanish. But that's because we're being lied to about everything. So she's connected. She's connected, and it's a big company from India, but it's here. But they're all over the place. And so I'm gonna try to hope y'all can see this, but I want to take the phone numbers out. But so she calls me from different phones, but she gets them from that company. And her personal phone number is almost the same number as mine, because we're twins. Like, her personal phone number is really almost the same color as mine. But she continues to play these games, playing on different phones. And I mean, she leaves and comes and all that. That's why I said, I'm not the same person I used to be. I would definitely talk to her now, because I'm not, I'm over all that shit. It was stupid in the first place. I would talk to her now, but I would never, and I wouldn't. It would be like on some friendship shit, but I would never be interested, because I'm just not with a lot of shit. She's at a different point. She's still on some immature little girl stuff. But she's a grown ass woman, don't get me wrong. But they say, like, indigo children, sensitive children and stuff. So they're always gonna be a little bit more kind of innocent or whatever. Whereas me, I'm more like, I've been here long enough to know about all the bullshit on this planet. So anyway, what I did, I took out the main numbers, and I left in because that's not the number. But the number she called me from definitely has 413 in it. And it's funny because at the job, the numbers 5-3 and 3 and 3-5 always followed her. And even then, 413 is really 5-3. See, everything is a number. Everything, I'm just going to prove it to you. And I'm really going to get in. Because I told you I had all these crazy dreams. See, I never put that reading on, but I did a 3-hour reading. Now, some of y'all probably don't remember when I first came out, when I was on that other channel, whoever I started with this at. When I first started getting hit with that twin flame stuff, and I used to go through purging and stuff, that happened again. But for me, it was cool. But I might release it now that she called again. Cause whenever your twin's gonna come around, you'll still know even if you fight it. Cause like no disrespect to her, but I just would like to move on. But they're not gonna let you do it. So I was just trying to get a regular reading and all this. And then it was like basically like the reading wasn't supposed to be about her, but they're always gonna make it about her. And it was one of them things. So that's about a 3 hour video that I never made public. But I may make it public because she's called. Now she called, but she hadn't called in a long time. But I say a lot of good stuff in that video. That's one of the videos that just make it through, if it feels a certain way, because I'm doing an investigation. So I was responding to the information I was getting. But if I saw her now, I wouldn't really worry about her. Like, to me, she's no threat at all. And before, it was only because of emotions and shit like that. It was a different time period. So that type of power she had in 2014, 15, 16, she don't have no more. And she's not a threat. So if I saw her, the only thing I would tell her is, we could talk or whatever. But I wouldn't play with her emotions. And, some people, once you get past that stupid shit, probably be the best friends in the world or whatever happens. But it's just fear. Everybody's got ego and everybody's fearing. And one thing, I never had fear. But that I just knew. That's why I talked a lot about John Cena. Because I know why. And, and it's a lot of stuff that's been said and people get offended. But sometimes you need to listen instead of getting offended. Like the Pope said, everybody in this particular country needs to be exorcised, like for devils and demons. And some people got offended. And then Trump said it again. Trump was like really hard on that country, so much that he wants to build a wall. So you can get upset, but instead of getting so upset, why are people making statements like that? So with me, no matter who it was, I just wasn't interested. No matter who they was or where they was from. But you just have to wonder. Then Zena's going through his thing, and he's like, "Nah, I don't want to marry you." Whatever. But see, I won't even do that. Like if I know I don't want to get serious, I don't play with females. Even females that just say, "Well, we could just talk, we could just be friends, we could just have sex." I still don't fuck with that because at some point they're gonna catch feelings, or you might catch feelings. Then you might want more, and she might not want to give it to you, or she might want more, and you don't want to give it to her. So I'm just through with this bullshit. Like I grew that whole thing on this planet. I just grew out of it. It's no interest because you know what I'm saying. It's just stupid shit. It's like nobody grew the fuck up, and that's why these people out here are still doing the stupid, silly shit they do. And that's why they don't fuck with me, because I'm like, damn, when are you going to grow the fuck up? You're not in junior high school no more. You go about a relationship as a 30 to 40-year-old person or older that you did when you was in junior high school. And you wonder why it's failing. Because you never grew the fuck up. That's why this shit's failing. But they don't want nobody to tell them the truth and all that silly shit out here. So they rather just spend their money and hear somebody telling them some budget, blowing smoke up their ass. And they still not going to be with their twin. But so is life in America or life on planet Earth. Now, what I want to show you. Now, some of these roads that you see are connected to me. The word ebony is connected to me. Now, my car got totaled the first time. My other car in 2012, October 2012. That was when I got, they totaled my Corolla. And when I say they, I'm talking about the evil realm. Somebody hit me, it was really head on from their car, but they hit me in the side. I should have died that day. That was 2012. Then somebody hit me head on in last year, March of 2017. I had to get another car. But anyway, I went on, like that says Bricktown Road. Well, Bricktown is further south of here, but I went into Toms River, New Jersey for this company that advertised a job, start immediately. So I went down there because I needed money. And then when I got there, it was all bullshit. And the female that was running, her name is Ebony, but I'm always connected to somebody named Ebony. Why am I always connected to somebody named Ebony? Because that's the divine darkness. And that should, everything came out of the divine darkness. You see it in your Bible, which is feminine. So it's always the divine darkness. Let me know she's in full effect. Now, Ishmael is those other people. Because you got the two sons, Isaac, I believe, and Ishmael. And Isaac is father to Jacob, who became Israel, the 12 tribes. And Ishmael is where they say a lot of Arabs came out of Ishmael. And then they also say a lot of Jacob's brothers are kind of connected, according to the Bible. the Bible story. Now Nadine, me and her go way back. I went to school with Nadine. But Nadine was kind of like we never talked in school. She is a female because see she was a prostitute and we was just young kids. I mean this is way before this era y'all talking about all this shit. I remember if a 16-year-old girl got pregnant, that was like wow, that's taboo and shit. Whereas now that's like if she ain't pregnant by 16, you think it's something wrong with the family and shit. You raised her wrong. But back then that was that uncalled for. But I think Nadine was like a prostitute. So show you, and that's only when I'm like 13 to 15 years old. But we never talked in school. We just look at each other's shit. Plus, like I was like a nerd and shit. So then I see Nadine again in 95. I was with Mike B. And he knew what the hookers was. But I was with them niggas. I wasn't looking for no hook. I wasn't tricking. But I was with them niggas. So he knew what a hooker house was. So we went in there, and Nadine was in there. And as soon as Nadine seen me, she just came up to me and we started hugging and shit. And then she was ready and shit. I was like, nah, I ain't doing that shit. I'm not trying to catch no fucking diseases. And I said, she been hooking since we was little kids and shit. But Mike B was like, you scared, Gat? You scared? I said, nah, that's alright. Sometimes scared is a good thing, nigga. But no, but number of respect and love for her. But at the same time, nigga gotta be careful. Alright. So you keep seeing words. Like, it's words here, like where you see Brooke at on a certain street that's in this thing y'all looking at, or y'all should still be looking at this one, I don't know. On a certain street y'all should be looking at, there was a brook. And across that brook, across the street from that brook is where Tammy lived. But Tammy was who I always thought like Tammy, if anything, because I had a whole lot of twin flame experiences with Tammy throughout my life. Until this one came, man, Rosa. So it's soul connections. It's all kind of crazy shit. And when I wrote an album, basically, and on an album, because Tammy was German, she's mixed with white, black, and German. So I did a whole album, and I was calling her Snow. But little did I know that was like in 90. I want to make sure I tell you all when I did. Oh, Pain and Passion was like it was like 91. About 91, 92. One of them. But that's the best. As far as my creative work, that's the best work I ever did. I did so much shit on it. Because everybody knew me, said I'm like a studio beast. I'm like a one man, like go in and just go off. And I used to do shit that people in the house thought would be like 4 or 5 people. It would just be me. But I had equipment that played, you could time it. So I would time that up and shit. I'm like a studio nerd and shit. I just can't do it no more because I stay busy. And plus, why write it for what? Because see, I'm like, if I'm going to write it, I need representation. Because people be out here playing all that music on YouTube. All you're going to do is have somebody stealing all your creation. And then they'll go somewhere where they can get paid off of it. And then you're going to have a hard time trying to prove it's yours if it ain't copyrighted. Like even a little phrase like this. So you look at that, well, he sounds stupid. But somebody else will take that shit and throw it in a song. And you'll have like the majority of the world doing that shit. It's part of the song, like the chorus on the song. And that's why even you see these little kids out here. These are little 9-year-old kids and shit. And they making mad crazy money off of shit they doing. Because somebody else sees that and says, oh, that's funny or whatever. And then people want to see it. And that's why some people have channels on YouTube that because they get a nice amount of views, some company will contact them. And be like, how can we be a part of your channel, blah, blah, blah. So that's why if you're going to do it, you have to have some business sense to do it. So on that street, and that's where the brook was. And Tammy lived right across the street. Now where it say Willowbrook, now I used to live in Twinbrook Apartments. See, this is what I'm trying to tell you about that 3-hour video that y'all kind of need to check out. Not saying you will. I haven't made it public yet. But see, I was told to go to this diner. And that's where that diner is. It's in front of Twinbrook Apartments. And in Twinbrook Apartments is Willowbrook. And also you're going to see a road that says Alder Road. It was Aldrin Road and Willowbrook. Oh, Willowbrook, don't get me wrong. No, Willowbrook was the other apartment where these white people stole our ID and shit. They stole our ID because when we came to that apartment, the lady said no. And she was lying because we had excellent credit. And so we went to Twinbrook and we was living there. And then we got a call. Somebody called us and said, if you owe if you don't pay us, we're going to mess your credit up. And I said, pay you? I don't even know you. I said, I don't owe you nothing. And they said, yes, you do. You blah, blah, blah. This is your name. I said, yeah, that's my name. And this is where you live. I said, no, I don't live there. Then immediately I knew what happened. So immediately me and the person I was with, we was on something. And she wasn't even like that. But see, I always had my thug shit on. We went there immediately because it was a white lady that was in charge of rentals. And she didn't want to hire no niggas. So she hired, I'm just saying that's what they said. They calling you a nigga. But I'm saying we went up in there. And so then she gave it to these white people. And they ain't have no nothing. And they was using our identity. So we was sitting up in there with them. And they came in and all I said, oh, she got a jacket like yours and shit. Because I wanted to fuck this dude up, but I was a Jehovah's Witness at that time. See, y'all got to understand my whole thing. I always knew the streets. I was in the streets since I was little. But I was also spiritual. Like I said, most of these dudes you see gangsters, the real ones, they angels. That's why they military minded. That's why I said we don't play this shit out here no more. This is one big ass lie. This is for the punk ass pussies. We don't play that shit. We casting it down because their time is up. That's why you have certain person like me, a Dolo, or somebody telling you the real deal, and we go through shit. And even if they put us in the shit, we gonna still be. I know I will. I can't speak for another man, but I can tell you, I've already been through that shit. I already been threatened and all that shit. I'm still here. Fuck them damn devils. So we just looked at it, we like, somehow we called the cops or whatever. But show you how racial it got. And I worked for the township. I worked for that township. And so the cop came and blah, blah, blah. And then he gonna talk some shit, just racial. He said, well, if you want to call the NAACP, that's up to you. But we're not gonna press no charges. Because all they did was use your name, but they didn't really do anything. Listen, first off, the whole thing, and they didn't fire that lady either. And the reason why they didn't fire that lady, because we didn't press no charges. Because like I was a Jehovah's Witness, I said, man, I don't need no time. Like they always want to make it seem like blacks trying to do this and blacks trying to do that. Brother, I worked all my fucking life. You know what I'm saying? And if I couldn't work, it's because you motherfucking racists wouldn't let me work. Don't nobody want nothing for your punk asses. So it's just a bunch of lies these devils be telling and shit. And then sometimes they just keep forcing. You got to do what you got to do at the end of the day. That's why I say God's not judging the way they judging. Because everything they do is based on... That's why it's going to be a lot of people that make it into the new world that you're going to think shouldn't make it. But God's not judging by what no damn racists say. Some of these people, they forced to do what happened because of what they've been through. God's seen the whole thing. He's going to base everything based on what he said, not what you said. That's why I said trying to judge somebody is a waste of time. Because God will show mercy to somebody who you swear up and down don't deserve it. They still going to be there, and you might not be there. So like I said, so that was a decision we made. We was busy. I was out in ministry every day. I had a full-time job. I just exposed them for the damn lying-ass devils that they was. And I went through the whole process to prove how much fucking racist this world is. Because they ain't even give a fuck. They didn't fire her. I don't know what the hell happened with them people. And them people had no credit. They had bad credit and all that. But they let them in because they was white. But then, as I said, but don't get me wrong. Because if I say, well, I'm glad because didn't nobody live over there but a white trash anyway. Then y'all going to get mad. But what about the shit we just went through? You understand? You ain't get mad when I said nigga and all that shit. You ain't get mad. But I bet you if I said it, y'all mad. That's why motherfuckers just don't care. All right, so let's move on. So I'm just showing you that it's a principality behind all of this. And see, to you, that was 10, 30, 40, whatever years ago. But to them, you're dealing with spirits, principalities. So God lived 1,000 years. 1,000 years is one day to God. So in other words, 24 hours is 1,000 years to God. So 24 hours for you, like a day is 1,000 years. So your day is 1,000 years. And you could do the math on that. No, this is how you got to do that. Excuse me. You got to take God's day. Okay, so God's day is 1,000 years. So then what you say is our day is 24 hours. So you got to go 24 hours equals 1,000. Which means 12 hours equal 500. You understand? And that's how you can kind of get a grip of what you're dealing with. All right. Now when you see loan, that's like a loan or a debt. But this is all about the 8th house of the zodiac. I keep telling you that. When you see frost, I told you in the Bible, when they say frost, they talking about white supremacy. Whenever you see C, that's the divine womb. And see that C man, again, that's why I told you, this is what you got to hear. This is how deep Solus is. Now, Solus is Jesus Christ on YouTube. So Solus told you that the sperm is the spirit, and everybody flipped out. But he's kind of right, because that's what I'm trying to tell you. When Gabriel came to Mary, he said, "You want Mary? You gonna have a son?" She said, "How am I gonna have a son when I never had no sexual relationships with nobody?" And he said, "Oh, the Holy Spirit gonna come upon you." So in other words, the Holy Spirit was that sperm. So that's how it go. And then that semen or semen, because that's what you call it, because the C is the divine womb. But Gabriel, his name is God man. See, they try to tell you Gabriel's name is man or God, but that's not what they put the in there. Gabriel's name means man God. In other words, there's going to be a man on this planet walking around who's really God, but that's Gabriel, just like I keep trying to tell you. And you can't understand it because you really only on one dimensional. I mean, you in three-dimensional, whatever you want to say, and you got 5 senses or whatever. But really, you view God on one dimensional because you can't perceive that God can do anything at any time. He's all present, all knowing, so blah, blah, blah. So it's easy for God to be in heaven and on earth at the same time. It's easy for God to be an omnipotent, omnipresent spirit and still be a man on earth. And that's why I said the more you study and get in the spirit, the more you learn how to fall back. And that's why I said with this situation with her, it'll work itself out because she's only running from herself. She's not even really running from me no more. She's running from herself. And she tries to get away because I know what she's going through because I've been there. She tries to get away from him, but she can't go. And there will be a time when they put me and her together somewhere. And that's what I said, this whole thing with the dreams I was having. And because if you listen to that reading, they kept making it about her. And it took me a while to find out what they was doing because I haven't been thinking about her. I've been minding my own business. Now, where you see Seaman, now that Damien, he's the boss. That's another name for the devil. That's the movie The Omen. That's how everything went, because Damien put her right next to me one day, and that's when all hell broke loose. It was after working there like 2.5 years, because I started in April of 2014, and this was August of 2016. It was our final day, because I didn't even know she was coming in. And then I was just sitting there. Then he said she kind of sit her right next to me, and there was a chair in between us and shit. And then all hell just broke loose later on. All hell just broke through. That was my final day really working there for the most part. Yeah, that was the last day. So I tell you, anything you see, anything with a GR, a GE, and then a GO, all this is Gabriel. GU. And again, you say, where you getting this information from? Studying. It's all out here if you look. You got to want to study and go verse by verse. Like I already taught y'all. And even Inga, anything. Because my name is Gary, G-A. Any of that stuff is Gabriel. All this is the dominion of Gabriel. And then when you do a Ford, Wallace Farad, you see Ford, that's Gabriel. And in the authorized King James Bible, they say Ham is Egypt. Well, Egypt is Thoth. Hermes. That's Gabriel again, the trickster. So if you look deep enough, you're going to probably see something with some type of Herman in there, or Hernandez, and all that's Gabriel. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You can't get past it. So again, none of these names and none of these numbers are her. Even that number that's saying 4131, that's not the number. The number she called me from had 413 in it. But that's not the number she called me. Not what y'all seeing. Because I had to make sure I protected everything. And these are just anybody. These are all people. And then the person Balancia on Alder. Well, see, the person I live with, that was their name. But only it's not B-A-L. It's B-L-A. But that's still the thing. And we lived on Aldrin Road. That's Alder. You understand? So what I'm trying to show you, all this is principalities. Now to you, it was 30 or more years ago. But to them, I just told you the time frame they're on. They're on the same time frame as God, which is where 24 hours to God is 1,000 years. So it's only been a second. All right. So that's this particular one. Now we'll look at the other one. Number 2. And so you see another ebony. Because that's how she's letting you know. That's how she's letting you know it's the Divine Mother. Because, see, everybody came out that womb. The Divine Womb. Everything came out. Now, give me a moment because I'm trying to get these numbers out of here. And your Bible tells you that in Genesis chapter 1, the darkness and the deep. That's her. And the beast comes out of the sea. But that beast is a man beast. And that's why when God came to earth in Exodus chapter 19, he says, if any man or beast touches the mountain, I'm going to kill it. I'm paraphrasing. So that's the man beast. That's the person who rules the throne. And you see it again in Genesis chapter 6. He said, man or beast. I'm going to send a flood and going to kill man or beast. He's talking about the man beast is on the throne. See, that's why I said I have no time to deal with stupid-ass people. I study, bro. If you shut up and study and be quiet, God will show it to you. But if you trying to debate and think I know what I'm talking about, nigga, I'm not wasting my time talking to no stupid-ass people. I'll tell you that in a minute. Like, even like my younger sister, me and her used to debate. Now, my younger sister's a master. Like, I come with facts. So if we debate, I would be coming with facts. But she's a master at causing reasonable doubt. She has a knack for that. See, she should have been a lawyer. Because she has a knack. But she could almost beat me. She may be able to beat me. But everything she's doing, everything she's using is just like slick shit. So she's able to take somebody out who's using knowledge and facts. And all she's using is all kind of shit to get people to think a different way. But it's all, and in court, that's all you got to do. All you got to do is use reasonable doubt. Like if I gave you an example, it's kind of like somebody in court. And they say, oh yeah, I shot him. Okay, and bad. So you're saying you shot him. Like what happened with OJ. All he did was put the hat on his head and said that the hat don't fit. If it don't fit, you must acquit. But that don't really mean, do you understand? That don't mean he ain't killing two people. Like, let's keep it 100. Just because that glove day was, that could be anything. Do you all understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying he did it, but I'm saying let's keep it 100. Just because the glove didn't fit don't mean that he didn't kill them two people. Those are two different things. But whenever you're able to raise reasonable doubt in our court system, that's all you need. Unless you're a black guy or a non-famous black guy, then your ass is probably gonna do some serious time. But that don't mean he ain't killing two people just because the glove didn't fit or the hat didn't fit and all that bullshit, nah, nigga. It's a whole lot of motherfuckers walking around with a hat on their head that don't fit and shit. Don't you be seeing them Baby Huey commercials and shit? Do you ever watch the Baby Huey cartoon, nigga? Ha ha. If it don't fit, you must acquit, silly ass. OJ got away quick. Alright. So now we're going to do it again. So you see Ebony again. And anything with Jew, I told you, anything with Jew is Jews, or Jupiter, or Justice. And then you see how it's mystic. Because we mystic people. Then Ebony's right there. She's like a female named Rita. Now, in one of my recent videos, I'm talking about Blue. Well, Blue is Rita's husband. And she stayed married to him for a long ass time. And she basically let him do whatever he wanted to. Till she finally had enough of it and wanted the divorce. But her sister had a crush on me for a long time. A long time. And that was on some, that's kind of on some mystical shit too. And her sister's deep into UFOs and all that shit too. See, I'm trying to tell you all this is for a reason. Now, Albina. Now, I was about an hour or something. Well, in Ebony, you got all Albany, New York. That's North New York. And then you got Syracuse. And I was like an hour away from Syracuse, but still going north. And that was a big moment. That's why I met Hillary Clinton. This was 2000. Now, George, again, that's a family name. But that's also Gabriel. I keep telling you, anything with G-O and even the GIA. All this stuff is Gabriel. But that's my family name. I should actually be George III. Now, Carletta, that's my sister's name. That's a version of my sister's name. So you got the father's name right there. You got the sister right there. And then when it says Owen Gavia, well, that's my name, G-A, with the G-A. So you see, you got the whole family right there. I'm telling you, all this is under a principality. And that principality is usually Gabriel. So anybody under Gabriel's principality is going to go through something. And then you got other people under other principalities. And anything with R-O, rocks, and you see rocks and you see Rosemary. Well, that's my twin's name, you know those. Because these are all family lines. These are all family lines to reincarnation. And Gabriel knows every single one of them. He knows where everything goes. Christina, again, is the Christ. But I keep trying to tell you, the Christ is all those people. It's not just one person. All those people are Christ. All of them are anointed, and they're all a family line of God. You're either going to believe what the Bible says, you're going to believe what white supremacy Christianity told you. You got to make your choice. And if you say, well, all you're doing is reading a phone list, that's not the Bible. Yep, because you're not reading none of the other studies. I show you all this through studies. All that stuff is on here. You got to want to seek. I've been doing this for decades. There's no way you could ever be on my level, not on this kind of stuff. So if you're looking for it, you'll go seek and you'll find, or you'll just find a way out because you don't want to believe it. You ain't never heard it before, and you're going to tap out. But it's just been, after dealing with so many people out here, it's just easier for these cowards to tap out. That's why I don't waste my time on them, because they're going to tap out and believe what they want to believe anyway. Now, even as it says Rosemary, that's Mother Mary, or Isis, and it's Sabawa. Now, that Sabawa, again, that's some type of African connection, which we do have a connection to Africa. And then you got Morgan, or the Moors and Mammoth. All this is Mo, or Moors, or Mers. And then you got Felician. Well, Felician is like Felicia, and I dated a female named Felicia for about 3 years. So you could say it's all coincidence. And even that number with the 513 or 413. Alright. So the purpose of this video was to show you that everything comes under principality, every letter, every number, everything comes, every street name, it all comes under principality. And again, when people are really into this, like I'm showing you, they can start to predict the future because of stuff like this. Alright. Now, give me a second because I gotta make sure everything is. I gotta make sure I got all this. Alright, I'm out.